My name is Kim Rogers. I'm a longtime Yukoner, a mom, a musician. I'm a registered social worker, and I've been a counselor for over 20 years. And I also have some training in expressive arts facilitation, which is what I'm going to do today. I own a business called Valkyrie Expressive Art Journeys. And that information, my website information and contact info and all of that is available on the Second Opinion website if you would like to contact me or know more about what I do. The icon that I used for my business is a Valkyrie. And what is a Valkyrie? Well, that is a Norse, feminine Norse icon. It's kind of like an angel symbol. And one of the things Valkyries are known for is guiding people to a spiritual world or a spiritual journey. And that's what I love to do, is lead people on personal or spiritual journeys through creativity. So today's workshop is based on creating. We're going to be creating a cocoon of transformation today. And I just want to talk a little bit about what expressive arts are. What is the field of study? How is it different from art therapy, etc.? So expressive art is, expressive arts are any spontaneous activity, spontaneous creative activities that also have a wellness component to them, or some kind of self-awareness benefit. So, I mean, we create all the time. We're creative beings. But when we're using expressive arts as a wellness tool, it has more of a theme, or maybe a little bit more of a self-awareness intent behind it. And activities that can be used for expressive arts are, of course, the visual arts, drawing, painting, photography, music, dance, sculpture, written words, poetry, creative journaling, dancing, body movement, doing eco art outside with natural materials in natural settings. It's really a very wide net, expressive arts. It can encompass so many different creative activities. And doing these things addresses a variety of different goals. So you can achieve some relaxation and calmness. You can use it as a way to explore a problem that you're having difficulties with, that you just can't seem to solve or resolve. It's a way to gain insight, and really just get in touch with intuition. I think it's a very intuitive process, using creativity as a wellness tool. It is a way to strengthen your own intuition about what you need, what you want, what's best for you, what makes you happy, all of those things. So how does it work? Well, doing spontaneous creative activities opens us up to our higher selves. It's different. It's a way around talk therapy. So sometimes counseling or talking through a problem doesn't always get to the root of it, or doesn't really sometimes move you from a stuck place. And I think expressive arts gets at a different part of your brain to explore an issue or a problem in your life, or just explore your own identity in a way. It's different than talking about it. It's different than thinking about it logically. Doing something creative brings insights that are kind of sometimes unexpected. And like I said, it comes from a different part of us, our higher selves or our intuition. You know, expressive arts can help us release emotions in gentle ways. I think a big part of it is sharing what you have done with others, or what you've created, and talking about that creation. That's a big part of the healing that happens in expressive arts. We can see, we are then seen, we're witnessed, we're validated when other people can share with us what we have made. So that's a big part of expressive arts. I think that's, one of the biggest healing tools around it is just the witnessing part that happens when we've made something, and then we can share it with others. So what is the difference between expressive arts and art therapy? Because expressive arts facilitation is not art therapy. It's very different. Art therapy is a specialized field of study. It's based on working with clients one-on-one mostly to create art, usually visual art, that has a specific psychological outcome. And it mostly happens in clinical settings, like an art therapy practice. For instance, you would go see an art therapist as the same way you would go see a counselor, and they would work with you through art for specific to achieve a specific outcome psychologically or behavior wise, or whatever it is that the art therapist feels is best to pursue given the presenting issue that you might go in with. Expressive art practitioners, on the other hand, work in a wide variety of settings, not just in clinical one-to-one settings. They do work in those settings, but I think expressive arts lends itself more to groups and workshops, settings like this, online classes that people can Zoom into and participate in, schools, correctional facilities, hospitals. It's just kind of a broader brush of settings that can be practiced in. And also practitioners are usually coming from a variety of different disciplines. So teachers, social workers, mental health care providers, counselors can receive training in expressive arts and add that to what they're already doing in their profession. So it's kind of, it's just a broader brush, expressive arts. And I think the outcomes are also less intentional, I think, when working with clients. It's not always to produce a specified result. It can have a theme or a focus, but really the idea is to allow whoever's doing the expressive art activity to kind of come to their own insights or get from it what they need in that moment. It doesn't have to be anything specific that they're striving for. It can just be helpful for relaxation, or just as a tool, a tool to feel better. So what are we doing today to feel better? Well, I designed this workshop. It's called Creating a Cocoon of Transformation. And the focus of it is to become really clear about something in your life that you want to change. And then set an intention for that through making a container, or in this case, a cocoon, to put those intentions into and seal it up and put it aside for transformation. So really getting the issue or whatever it is you want to transform in your life, getting it from here or here and into something out here that you're going to make, so that you can look at it more objectively and then put it aside. So the act of having it contained and being able to set it aside can be very unburdening. So it helps you feel less burdened by whatever it is you're thinking that you need to change or you want to change, and maybe it's not changing and maybe it's out of your control. Just putting some creative energy into making a visualized container for it and placing it somewhere for safekeeping can help you feel like you don't have to carry it around in here and up here 24/7. You're kind of putting it in the hands of the universe almost, or higher power, or your more intuitive self is going to take care of that for you while you go out there and live your day-to-day life. So we're going to, we'll start as we always do with a guided visualization. And the purpose of these are to bring you into the moment, get you into the room, into the present moment, to put your worries at the door while you're doing your art making or you're creating, so that you can really just focus on cueing into your intuition and exploring the theme of whatever it is that you're trying to create. So it's kind of like just putting away the worries of the day and really focusing yourself into a creative mode. So we're going to do that. And then after that, there will be time to create your cocoon. And after the visualization is over, I'll go through the materials that we'll need and then the steps that you will need to take or that, you're encouraged to take. It doesn't have to, you don't have to follow all the steps, but just a way to encourage you in your art making. And then at the end of that, there is time, optional time to share what you have made and any insights you've gained or any questions you have. There's always time at the end for optional discussion. And yeah, I think that is it. I think we're ready to start the visualization. So I'm going to just get my music happening here. I always put on some nice calming background music for these. And here it is. This is a visualization for transformation. Orient yourself into a position and a place that feels natural for you. Relax your shoulders, your neck, your back, your facial muscles, and anywhere else in your body that you discover you are holding on to hidden tension. Rest your feet in a comfortable place. Let your body sink into wherever you are, taking note of the seat that is beneath you, where your hands are resting, and any sounds you notice around you. If you like, you can close your eyes or direct a soft gaze onto something nearby. Prepare to breathe slowly and deeply, taking one very deep breath down into your belly, and then breathe out all the air within you, taking with it anything you don't want at this time. Put your attention into breathing like this for a few moments, and think about lightness coming in and anything heavy going out. Now return to breathing with the regular rhythm that feels comfortable for you, while emptying your mind as best you can from all the noise and chatter and details of your day-to-day life. Set aside whatever worries you are carrying for later, as you prepare to take a break today that will take you on a short journey. a journey that is supported and safe and has something to teach and help you with. Allow your mind to settle on to visualizing something you wish to transform. It might be something very big and significant, or something small. Maybe it's something you've been thinking about or struggling with for a very long time. Or it may be a challenge that cropped up last week. It could be a situation, a difficult relationship, a way of doing things that's not working for you. Maybe there's something about yourself you want to change. Perhaps it is unpleasant memories you have. It could be a regret or a destructive habit. It can be negative thought patterns or difficult feelings. It can be something within your control, or maybe it's something that is not in your control. Picture this something you want to transform and give it a physical form. What shape is it? What color? What is the feeling it has? Is it heavy? Dark? Light? Does it have something to say to you? Is it friendly or unfriendly? How well do you know this entity? Invite it to come near and be with you for a moment. Befriend it and reassure it that you will be creating a special place for it to be for a while, to be taken care of. It no longer needs to be walking all over your thoughts or your feelings and your day-to-day responsibilities, because it will soon have a safe home of containment. Now imagine creating a soft, warm place where this worry or challenge can be encased and put away. It is your cocoon of transformation. Begin to notice all the details about where it will rest for a while. Imagine lining this cocoon with warmth, acceptance, and encouragement. Imagine wrapping your cocoon on the outside with various threads, strings, and items of love, positivity, understanding, and protection. Put your kindest intentions into each of the different threads and fasteners as you wrap them around the outside. You are making what you want to transform into a thing of beauty in its own way. And everything in this cocoon is going to stay exactly where you've put it until you decide otherwise. It's safe and sound where it is. You're free to leave it for now. No one will touch it or take it. It will be waiting for you when you're ready to go back to it. There's a time and a place for what's inside to germinate and change. And when your cocoon of transformation is complete, you are going to be attending to yourself. You will be focusing on other things because you need time and space to recharge and forget about it for a while. Picture putting your cocoon somewhere that feels right, where you can allow it to do its work. It could be somewhere in nature, somewhere in your home, or you can place it in a higher power's hands for safekeeping. Bring yourself gently back into the space you're in right now. Take a few clearing breaths as you bring your mind back to where you're sitting. Locate your fingers and toes. You now know that something that's challenging in your life is going to be placed in storage for safekeeping. And you're ready to trust that a process of transformation is going to take place. You are returning to the present moment, ready to receive all the gifts of right now, feeling light and clear and open. Okay. I hope that set the mood for creating something that has transformative quality to it. The idea is to help people feel that they're in a space where they can focus on what they're going to make. So I hope that has helped. So now we move to the actual activity of making a cocoon. And I'm just going to talk about the materials, some of the materials that you can use to make this. So any type of paper, first of all, to write down what you want to transform. You're going to do a little bit of writing, just write it down in a sentence or two, or you could draw it on a little piece of paper. So you're going to need some small sheets of paper. You're also going to need some kind of soft fabric. Could be anything. It could be just scraps of material that you have laying around. I've got a piece of felt here that I'm going to use. You know, it just doesn't have to be big, just something you can kind of cut in the size you want and use it as the outside of your cocoon. You could use Kleenex if you don't have any material. You could use a paper towel, serviette. There's lots of household things that could be used for this. Also, you're going to need fasteners or ties, something to tie or wrap around the outside of your cocoon. So that could be something like, you know, ribbons. I've got some stretch lacing or stretch cord that you could use. You could use string, twine, elastics. You can also use wire. I've got some kind of neat craft wire here that could be used for that. Thread, you know, just plain old sewing thread can be used. And anything decorative, if you have beads or feathers or anything that you want to put on the outside of your cocoon, or you could use markers and draw on the outside of it, that's perfectly acceptable too. Excuse me. And maybe some glue if you want to glue things on. So once you have, you know, the materials that you want to use, then the steps are, find them. So writing on a slip of paper what it is you want to transform, getting really clear about that and putting it into a sentence or something, or just point form, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Then you're going to fold it up or rip it up or crumple it up, any way you choose to handle that piece of paper, whatever feels good for you. You can roll it up. It's going to go inside your cocoon. And then you're going to take your material or Kleenex or whatever type of fabric you've got on hand. You're going to take some time to hold that fabric in your hands and really get in tune with the softness of it or the texture, concentrating on whatever emotions you feel around transforming or containing this issue that you've identified. And then you're going to wrap your paper or your pieces of paper, whatever you've done with that. You're going to wrap it up inside the fabric in a form of a cocoon. Whatever makes sense for you to do that. And like I said, it could be a big cocoon or a little cocoon, whatever you would like to do. And then once you've got your cocoon wrapped up the way you think you want it and the size you would like it, and you've got all your transformative issues on the paper inside there, then you're going to take whatever string or yarn or ribbon or whatever you have available, and you're going to start wrapping your cocoon with these items one at a time. And as you wrap each string, you're going to focus on the transformation of the thoughts and feelings that are contained in the cocoon. You're really going to visualize that transformation happening. And what is the significance of each string that you're using to wrap that with? Maybe you're going to assign a feeling or a thought to each string that you use to wrap around the cocoon. And then you can use beads or charms or any type of crafty item to add to the outside of the cocoon. You can put beads onto the wrap or the tie that you're using to wrap with. You could add things to that string and then wrap it around. Things that are personalized to you, you know, the colors that you choose or the items that you choose. You know, they're personal things to you. They're things that make sense to put on your cocoon. And then you're encouraged to make some sort of a hanger for the cocoon, something where you can hang it someplace or put it someplace. You don't have to hang it, but you might choose to make a little hanger out of it. Maybe take some wire or I don't know, a paper clip and open it up and fashion it into a hanger. You could put it on your Christmas tree for that matter. We're getting close to Christmas now. It could be a decoration that you choose to honor on your tree or somewhere in your home. Yeah, and where you put it is significant too. I mean, you might want to go outside and go on a walk and find a place in nature where you're going to hang your cocoon. And the act of doing that, placing it somewhere safe, that feels right to you, that feels like a nurturing spot for this cocoon to be for the winter or for however long it's there, and then walking away from it is very powerful. It's you're trusting the cocoon to take care of whatever it is you want to change. You know, you're kind of going back to your day-to-day life and you're letting the cocoon take care of it. So it can be very powerful to do something like that. And then if you're finished your cocoon, you know, within a set amount of time or whatever, and you still you've got some time to work with it, I've got some questions for discussion, which are going to be available with this video. And you can take some time to look at the questions, do some reflecting, do some journaling on those questions, think about them. You could come up with a poem to go with your cocoon, just some form of creative writing or reflective writing to go with your creation can be helpful to kind of solidify what you've made, what your hopes and dreams are for it, all of that kind of thing, to just kind of, you know, go along with the item that you've made. And then we're going to open up the space for people to share, if they choose to, what they've made, and any insights they have or any hopes around what they've chosen to transform. Pretty much it's wide open and a safe, encouraging, positive space for people to be witnessed in their art. If you're watching this video later, we are going to end the video now, but I just wanted to say that the questions for reflection and discussion will be available to you. I'd encourage you to share whatever it is that you make with another trusted person that you would like to show, maybe a family member, a friend, somebody that you trust that you could share your process with, because that can be really helpful and healing as well as the art making. I think in expressive arts, sharing what you've made with another person is just as valuable as the creating itself. So I would encourage you to share what you've made with someone. And to maybe do some further work on it if you like, to do some journaling on it, come back to it in a few months, see how you feel about it. Has it transformed in any way? What's different? There's lots of ways that you can work further with the cocoon after it's already made. You can come back to it, leave it for safekeeping for the winter, say, come back to it in the spring and see how you feel about it. Maybe change the cocoon, make it into something else, open it up. There's lots of different ways that you can continue this process. So I would encourage you to explore that. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this video later, this will be ending now, and my name is Kim, and thank you. And my business, of course, is Valkyrie Expressive Art Journeys. The information about my business will be on the website, on the SOS website. You can check it out if you want to contact me, to ask questions about this activity, or to debrief it with me, or know more about what it is I do. Please feel free to reach out anytime. My contact information is also available on the Second Opinion Society website. And I'm always available and encouraging for people to contact me later. So